An endless plain of frozen grass and broken tribes, where survival depends on speed, loyalty, and violence. A boy runs. His name is Temujin, the son of a poisoned chieftain, hunted for crimes committed before he was old enough to understand them. Behind him, Merkit warriors close the distance. This is not a battle. It's a vendetta. In our world, Temujin escapes. He grows into Genghis Khan, the founder of the Mongol Empire, the architect of the largest land empire in human history. His conquests reshape Eurasia and leave up to 40 million people dead. But history is fragile. It doesn't always turn on grand strategies or famous battles. Sometimes it turns on an arrow. In this world, the arrow does not miss. Temujin falls into the dirt of the steppe, one more forgotten casualty of tribal warfare. No unification, no Mongol horde, no empire riding out of the east. And with that single death, the world you know vanishes. The Mongol tribes remain fractured rival clans, fighting over grazing land and honor, never looking beyond their homeland. The storm that should have swept across 3 continents never forms. And without that storm, everything changes. Because the Mongols didn't just conquer the world, they connected it. So what happens to history when the great connector never exists? At the exact moment Temujin dies on the steppe, China is already standing at the edge of something extraordinary. In the late 12th century, China is not one empire but 2. To the north, the Jin dynasty. Rulers descended from the Jurchen tribes, outsiders who conquered northern China generations earlier. To the south, the Song dynasty, the most advanced civilization on earth. These 2 states face each other across fortified borders, locked in a slow, grinding stalemate. Neither is strong enough to destroy the other. Neither is willing to concede. A frozen conflict. In our history, this balance doesn't last. The Mongols arrive. They shatter the Jin first, then spend 50 brutal years grinding down the Song. The last Song emperor chooses drowning over surrender. Chinese civilization is unified again, but at catastrophic cost. Cities burned, workshops destroyed, centuries of momentum erased. But in this world, the Mongols never come. And the Song dynasty does not fall. The civilization Europe never caught up to. To understand what that means, you have to understand who the Song already were. They had movable type printing 2 centuries before Gutenberg. They mass-produced steel using blast furnaces Europe wouldn't match until the Industrial Revolution. They built ocean-going ships with watertight compartments, guided by magnetic compasses. When London was a muddy town of wooden houses, Song cities held over 1 million people. They were not medieval. They were proto-modern, and they were accelerating. The spark that was never extinguished. Without invasion, the Song economy keeps expanding. Maritime trade stretches across Southeast Asia to India, to the east coast of Africa. Paper money circulates widely. Banks finance long-distance investment. Merchants, not aristocrats, drive growth. Gunpowder is refined, not for conquest, but for mining, construction, engineering. Water-powered machinery spreads. Manufacturing becomes standardized. Production scales. This is not an industrial revolution yet, but it is the road leading to one. Centuries early, a China that never unifies. But something else changes too. China does not reunify under a single emperor. The Jin dynasty collapses anyway, not from invasion, but corruption and internal decay. Northern China fragments into rival kingdoms. Border states emerge. Regional powers compete. Think less imperial China and more Renaissance Europe. Multiple states, permanent rivalry. Innovation driven by competition. The Song emperor rules the richest, most advanced state on the planet, but not the only one. China enters the modern age divided and stronger for it. And while China thrives without conquest, another civilization, meant to be destroyed, is about to reach its full potential. Imagine a world where the thundering hooves of the Mongol cavalry fell silent, not in defeat, but in a sudden, unexpected halt. What if, in the mid-13th century, the Mongol Empire's westward expansion just stopped? This isn't a story of a lost battle, but a shift in history that would reshape continents and redefine civilizations. Let's explore a world where the Mongol wave never broke over the Middle East and Eastern Europe. Our story begins in the 1240s. The Mongol armies, having conquered vast swaths of Asia, are poised at the gates of the Islamic world and the lands of the Rus. But then, due to a combination of internal succession crises and the strategic decision to consolidate their existing empire, they turn back. They never sack Baghdad. They never subjugate the Kievan Rus. The course of history has just been dramatically altered. Without the catastrophic destruction of Baghdad in 1258, the heart of the Islamic Golden Age continues to beat. The House of Wisdom, a legendary center of learning, isn't reduced to ashes. Its scholars continue their groundbreaking work in mathematics, astronomy, medicine, and philosophy. The Tigris River doesn't run black with the ink of countless destroyed books. Instead, knowledge flows freely. Freed from the Mongol threat, the Abbasid Caliphate, though politically weakened, remains a symbol of cultural unity. Cities like Baghdad, Damascus, and Cairo experience an unprecedented renaissance. They become magnets for the brightest minds from across the known world. Think of it as a supercharged version of the Italian Renaissance, but happening centuries earlier in the Middle East. Innovations accelerate. Building on the works of giants like Al-Khwarizmi and Ibn Sina, scientists develop more advanced astronomical models, new surgical techniques, and even early concepts that could lead to mechanical calculators. The rich intellectual environment fosters not just science, but also art, poetry, and architecture, creating a vibrant culture that influences lands far and wide. This flourishing civilization, secure and prosperous, becomes the world's undisputed center of progress, its light shining brightly, while Europe is still emerging from the Middle Ages. Meanwhile, in Eastern Europe, the absence of the Mongol Golden Horde creates a completely different political landscape. The scattered and feuding principalities of the Kievan Rus are never forced to unite under a single powerful entity to pay tribute. There is no rise of Moscow, no figure like Alexander Nevsky navigating Mongol rule. Instead, the various Rus states continue to compete with each other. Cities like Novgorod, with its powerful merchant republic, and Kiev, the ancient mother of Rus cities, vie for dominance. They are more influenced by their Western neighbors, like the Polish Lithuanian Commonwealth and the Teutonic Knights, than by any Eastern power. A unified, centralized state of Russia. As we know, it simply never forms. Instead, the region develops into a patchwork of smaller, culturally distinct states, more akin to the Holy Roman Empire than a single, vast empire. Their languages, cultures, and even their religious practices diverge over the centuries without the unifying, and often brutal, hand of Mongol overlordship. The concept of a single Russian identity, forged in the struggle against the Horde, never materializes. This collection of Eastern Slavic states develops its own unique history, looking west for trade and alliances, forever changing the balance of power in Europe. So, in this alternate timeline, we see a world with a super-advanced, stable Islamic civilization leading global innovation, and an Eastern Europe that is a mosaic of independent states instead of a single Russian empire. The ripple effects would be immense, touching everything from trade routes and colonialism to the very languages we speak today. It's a powerful reminder of how a single event, or non-event, can echo through centuries and create a world that is almost unrecognizable, yet fascinatingly plausible. Thanks for watching this journey into what could have been. If you enjoy exploring the twists and turns of history, don't forget to like and subscribe for more alternate timelines. See you next time.